We just kind of made ourselves look good for Easter.
We did. All right, and we are now going live on YouTube. We're going to see if this works here.
Yep. Something's happening.
It looks like a black screen.
Yeah, we're here.
Wonderful.
I'll let you do that.
YouTube folks, can you hear us? Because it doesn't look like we're having any. Oh, there we
are.
Oh,
yay!
All right. Hey, what is up, guys?
All right, we're firing on all cylinders now.
All of them. Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday night live show. And if you're on YouTube, welcome. If you're on Instagram, welcome. If you're on Instagram, we'd love for you to join us over on YouTube. Yep. We've pinned a little link, comment right here. You can go down there. It is bit.ly/FTBT live. And there's a chat room over here. It is in nice 1080p quality.
Yep.
And everything is not reversed.
That's good. Because that's a challenge, right?
It is, right.
It keeps you on your toes.
If you're on YouTube, you can read this clearly that I'm having a Yingling.
Yeah. So this is like a test. Can you read this? And I'm having my favorite, a hazy little IPA.
Hazy little IPA.
Little thing IPA. I never say that. I just say hazy little IPA. I think
Taylor says odds that Susan has a hazy little thing IPA.
Yes.
Odds are 100%.
You need to go bet on what I heard that bookies are now, because there's no sports, now they are taking bets on reality TV shows.
Oh, well,
like
they've
Master
done that for
Chef.
a while.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's like all they've got going on right now. Like Master Chef, like what, I don't know, who's going to be eliminated and what the challenges are going to be.
What's up, Justin Williams?
Exciting.
258. Nicholas wants a contest. Mark the Makers in there. We got Noel from Fort Durham. What is up? Let's show me one bicep.
One bicep, only one.
Only one.
I'll show
you
you
taking
bicep.
questions from Instagram or YouTube. Rugged Rebel, we're going to take questions from both, so we're going to try to scroll through.
Yep.
So if you guys are joining us on Instagram, please head over to YouTube. That's where we're going to end up being. But if you're on YouTube, there's a nice little chat here. Susan's going to be manning the chat.
I've got to man the chat.
We're going to be going through different questions. We're also going to talk about what we're doing this week, what we've been working on. Let's see here. Let's hear Praveen. I am Brad, and this is Susan. We didn't introduce ourselves at the beginning. Adam Wahid, what's up? Just built the drill press cabinet, Texas Tool Testers. Fantastic, fantastic. No YouTube, Don Buckwald. Oh, man, that stinks, man. Well, we understand, and we're going to still try to spend some time with you guys here on Instagram, even if you don't have YouTube. So we're definitely going to be there. Yep. But it's probably going to be the first half hour or so.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, I can't. That's a shame.
What?
I can't do anything from here. So, Jeremy, what is up? I can't block and stuff. All right. So we got the folks coming up this week. We have been working.
We have been working. I feel like we could just leave it at that. We have. It sounds a little defensive. We have been working.
We have been working.
There have been days that have been like that.
So we put out the dining table last Saturday,
which is so pretty.
No video this Saturday because we had a few things going on. We spent a lot of time planning.
We always spend a lot of time planning.
We do. That's one of the downfalls.
I feel like
what's our next couple projects we have?
Okay, so we are working on the DIY garage shelving. DIY garage shelving. After that, we're going to have another desk. And then I feel like we were talking about doing a whole series of projects to our deck.
Yes,
right?
Outdoor projects because we're coming into spring. So yeah,
and we're stuck at home.
That was a little quiz just to make sure.
I know. I pay attention, and I'm in on these conversations.
The garage shelving. So right behind you guys is a sheet of OSB and some 2x4s I cut.
It's not glamorous.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones over here. This is the garage
down?
Shelving. It's going to be a very simple, easy project, and that's the intent of it is to make some shelving out of just some 2x4s and a sheet of OSB. And I had some before. And actually, it was too big. And so I'm going to reduce the size of them and make it something that's a little bit more efficient for us. And that's going to be the project. It'll come out this Saturday.
Yep. Did you mention that we gave our old shelves to some neighbors?
We did. So if you check the Instagram feed, we unloaded them. Oh my gosh.
Just they were big and
large
heavy
and in charge.
And we had to get them. They're just down the street, like 5 houses, but it would have been awesome if we had
it's
a
5
cameraman.
houses, but it's like 100 yards.
It was a little trying on the relationship for a moment.
It was not good. It fell out. We had a dolly on the front, and Susan was steering the dolly.
And he was like, "Tell me when there's a bump."
Dolly.
Every bump.
Tell me when there's a
didn't
bump.
matter.
And it hit. And it just toppled off. And on one of them, it hit my foot. And that was
a low point. But we figured it out.
Todd K says, "Love you, Susan."
Oh, Todd. I don't know you like that, but love you too.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
David Macklin. I'm going for that.
And
ask about Festool. Am I ever going to get any Festool?
You have some? No, I'm sorry. I was thinking woodpeckers.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Never mind. Just kidding. Because
Yeah,
woodpeckers
the other
is really nice
super expensive
too.
tool.
Right. That was the only one I knew.
I won't rule it out, but I don't have any current plans. SMR Woodworking, what is up? Bill Niemeyer, the quarantine is going pretty good.
It's going all right.
Whitetail wood.
We're not
woodwork.
sick, so that's a
Whitetail
big
woodwork right here, man. Here's
What?
the link. So he said he couldn't
Oh.
find it on YouTube. If you can't find it on YouTube and you're on Instagram,
It's right there.
Right
I haven't
there.
done this yet. The
right
cool
there.
point.
There's
to
the
link. On
It's
the camera.
bit.ly/FTBT live. If you're on YouTube and you're like, why is he pointing down? I'm probably
That's
off
why.
screen down there, but that's
Yep. Gold
Why
star.
can't I click? Coffee sawdust. You won't be able to click it. That's not how Instagram works. It's not clickable. You'll just have to back out and type that into Bitly, and it should launch your YouTube for you.
Teresa is saying, "Happy Easter. Keep an eye on the weather your way. It's rough in parts."
Yes.
Oh, we were what were we doing? We were doing duo with Brad's parents to say hey. And we're on the screen, and then the Weather Channel sends
Popped
a little
up,
alert,
it's like,
and it said like
what did it say? I
six
didn't-
or 9 people dead in Mississippi from tornadoes.
Yikes.
And of
we had a
course,
big tornado
our
that rolled through here.
our 9-year-old son, who's a complete warrior, is sitting there reading it, and I was like, oh, like trying to get rid of it real quick. So we need to look at that. I didn't think we were getting any bad weather though, that
Yeah, but
bad.
we can do that. But yes, if you are there, so
sorry.
if you're having problem finding this on YouTube, you can also just
sorry.
go to my main channel, and there'll be a link to it. Like if you go to the actual channel, YouTube/Fix This Build That. It'll be in there under channels or second channel. You can see it there to the right if you're having any problems finding that. So
you can find us. And let's see. Richard Schmidt says coordinated in blue tonight.
I know, Rick Schmidt.
It's
What's
like
up?
We can't help but coordinating. You
Well,
know, like
we both like
usually it's
blue.
gray, and we do both like blue.
both
We're
like blue.
really what it is
it's
we're
good
predictable.
woodworking colors too.
But I'm not a woodworker,
I
so
know.
what's my excuse? Well, I was
You have no
cold.
excuse. You're
like,
married to a woodworker. That's what it is.
true.
So A10
Doesn't mean I have your
268
style then.
says, "What's the
Sorry.
easiest and hardest hardwoods to work with?" I think that's a interesting question because
Easiest and that seems like a loaded question.
well, because I've not worked with all of them, obviously, but the one hard, and I don't even know if it's classified as a hardwood, but the one hardwood that I would never, or the one wood I do not want to work with again ever, is
That sounds like
it's atrocious.
ever.
Is elm,
Oh,
and so like it's
that just
not a
sounds
very
like something a wizard would make a wand out of.
yeah, like
You know, that's all it's good for.
with a phoenix
Right.
tail's
right.
feather,
An
phoenix
elm,
feather
sorry.
tail,
Or like a
feather from
willow
a
or
phoenix's tail.
something.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
But why?
elm wood.
Why is elm so bad?
Elm is it's very fuzzy. So it's like very.
That
it
is not
sounds
what I was
weird.
expecting.
It sounds weird, but like when you cut it, it just like
fuzzy?
fuzzes, and then when you try to sand it, it fuzzes, and it's just like
So
very
it's like
brittle.
a shedding tree.
Yeah.
It's like a dog.
Yes,
like
not
the
not
dog
those
of
nice
woodworking.
hypoallergenic types,
No.
but the really like it's like a golden retriever dog.
Oh, that sounds like a really nice tree.
but
then.
not as nice and cute.
Okay.
Just
No.
horrible in sheds. So that one, elm, never gonna work with that again.
Okay, gotcha.
The easiest hardwood, I think Taylor Hubble would agree with me. I'm going with walnut.
Oh.
Walnut is a dream to work with. It is not. It doesn't burn real easily like maple and cherry do. It's not as splintery as like oak, and it's just beautiful for one thing, and it just it just machines really well. Walnut's just a great wood to work with. Cherry's really
It
nice
is
too.
your
If
favorite.
it wasn't for the burning, cherry burns pretty easily. But
so when you say
but
it
walnut,
burns, you're saying like.
not like a match.
Well,
but
I
so
understand that. Like I'm just trying to picture
when
because
you
I
throw
know
that in
I've
the fire,
seen
man,
it.
the cherry really goes crazy.
No, like if you're like running it through a machine and it gets too hot from the friction, it would leave like a mark or something.
It just blackens
Okay.
because like so if you stall if you're running a board, if you're running like cherry through a table saw and you slow down at all, even if you don't stop, but if you're like going at a constant speed and then you slow down, you'll have a nice little rainbow of burn marks where that blade literally was sitting for those split seconds.
So it's not very forgiving then.
No, and so then you have to clean it up.
It holds a grudge.
Yeah, you have to clean it up with sandpaper and all this
I'm
stuff.
like cracking myself up.
You
what's
you're
going on.
like stand up with Susan here.
I don't
David
know
Macklin
what's
says and David, if it is David Macklin, I said DVD MQLN. I mean that's
He just went with it.
phonetically. When will I make
It
another
does look
cutting
like
board
that.
video? That's a great question.
You know?
I was just thinking about
We were
that
talking,
actually.
didn't we talk about that last week, I think?
Yeah, because we've got all the scrap wood.
We have a lot of wood, scrap wood.
So if the quarantine holds up,
A lot.
we'll likely get a quarantine cutting board.
There you go.
Yes. All right. Let's see here. So remember, you got to.
I know. Well, but like, I feel like then I'm not paying attention.
All right. Well,
okay.
hit over here. This is
All
your
right.
job. Your job is not to tell jokes. That's my job.
Whatever. I'm funnier than you.
Teresa watched the table video. Awesome.
Good. Thanks, Teresa. Let's see.
Let's see what we got over
Blaine
on the
says,
YouTubers.
"Hey y'all, cheers." Cheers.
Cheers.
Has anybody else do y'all start drinking during the day on Easter? We did not.
No.
We really didn't. But if we were with my family, there would have been cocktails.
Susan always talks about. She has this story
of
her family where she was late one Easter. She was driving from wherever.
I had to go to work.
She was in college.
I was in college. I was working at a
country
country club.
And she came back at 3 p.m. And her mother and
my mom's probably
older
watching
sisters.
This.
Were just fired up.
They were on their front porch, wasted, and I was 21 or 22. I'm the youngest.
I wasn't gonna go with the wasted, but
they were feeling good. I don't know if they were wasted.
Yeah, so they were
my mom, I said, "What are you drinking?" And she said, "It's called an Easter bonnet, and the only thing in it that had no alcohol was the ice." She was very proud. I was like, "All right, German family, we like to drink."
Solved that. She could have frozen some.
She could have. It was delicious from what I recall. But I was 21 or 22, so everything was good that I didn't have to pay for.
Dave, it says Dave's having problems signing in to get in the chat. That stinks.
Sorry, Dave.
Bad storm getting close to us in northeastern Georgia. Drew Carter, thank you for saying hey. Oh, super glitchy. Jeremy,
we need to look
sorry
at
to hear that, brother. Try YouTube. If you're just joining on Instagram, we are on YouTube Live. Please come join us. You can go to bit.ly/FTBT Live.
All right. Hey, Charlie Quast says preferred dog hole clamp brands.
Preferred dog hole clamp brand.
And great show.
Man,
Thanks, Charlie.
There's a lot of Charlie. There's a lot of different types of dog hole clamps for one thing, because there's like a hold down, just like a big piece of steel with a hook on it. Then there's all kinds of side holding and top holding. There's so many of them. The only ones I've really used a lot, and they're actually right in here, is the Armor brand. And they're here's one.
You
of
like
them.
this, all right? Right?
Yeah, they work okay.
I mean, it looks nice.
Like this dude right here, and it drops in there, and this is like a side one. So Armor makes a several. They also make one that goes on top, and that is like a self-adjusting auto toggle clamp that you can do. That's really cool. So those are the ones that I've had the most experience with. Is the what did I just say? The Armor tool.
Armor tool. Yeah.
So, oh gosh. So I started talking. I was like, blah. Sorry.
All right over there.
Zoe, what is up? I started saying
right.
hey to Zoe, and then I had some had a burp come up.
So
red oak is terrible to stain. Well,
paused. Why is it paused? Oh.
See, that's why it's
don't
pausing.
Know. This is what happens. I've never been on this end of it.
So
I'm so sorry.
Instagram. Sorry,
Hi,
we're getting a little pausing here.
Come over to YouTube.
Come over to YouTube.
It's not happening on YouTube.
We're nice and clear and wonderful.
Clear as a bell. Yeah. Ty made it, says, hi, Brad and Susan, and you did spell it right. It's just S-U-S-A-N. How are you handling getting supplies with COVID-19? Going out to get supplies or having as much as possible delivered?
Yes. I'm sorry, who was that?
Ty.
Ty, what's up, Ty?
Made it.
What's up, brother?
He made it.
Ty did make it.
It's a good name.
Ty, I had a long conversation with Ty and a couple other folks over at Workbench Con.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. We are getting as much delivered as possible, and most of that is like Amazon, so smaller supplies. The only thing that I'm having to pick up is lumber. So at this point, the lumber, and depending upon where I go, like if I go to the lumber dealer, they can load it up. Like I don't even have to talk to them. I can call and pay in advance. I did have to get some things from Depot, but it was pretty easy as well just to do that. But you could, if I had a planned ahead, I could have ordered online for Depot too. So, that's what the cool thing is, that most people have reacted, and almost everywhere you can purchase and still pick up and still kind of, the whole stay at home, I get it. But, sometimes we can't stay at home if we need the materials for the jobs we have to do.
Right.
So, but if you don't actually interact with anybody, it's just as good as staying at home in my book. So, that's what we've been doing. We've been doing as much as we can, the small stuff, and the only thing that we're picking up is like larger goods, like the lumber, and that's basically it.
Tell them about the cedar that you found in the shop.
Oh my gosh,
it was amazing.
Oh,
folks.
the cedar.
Amazing.
Like, oh my gosh,
but can
not
I said tell them, but I'm going to tell them.
All right, go.
We found, so we were like cleaning out the area where the shelving is, because we had to like unload it and get it out of here and all that stuff. And there's some wood back there, you know, because there's wood everywhere in here. And there are these two big, like, they're probably, well, you can't see them, but they're up there on the wall now. There's these two big, thick slabs. And you were like, what did you think they were?
I thought they were poplar.
He thought they were poplar. And
I don't know why I thought I thought they were poplar because the guy told me those were poplar.
That's a good reason. But then he's like, well, and he leans in and does the Brad Woods sniff test. Just smells them. It's like you're a tracker or something. Like I don't know. He's just like, it's a cedar. I'm like, what? You can just smell it and tell.
Wait, so any of you who have worked with cedar, you know.
I mean, I could get cedar being aromatic or whatever.
So it was like there's two of them. One is like a 4x12 and the other is like a 3.5 by 9. And so I pick it up and I'm about to start moving it and they're like 4 feet long and I'm like.
It was so funny though.
This is cedar. It's, you know, I don't know why I thought they were poplar. And so anyway, what I found out is between those two pieces of lumber, I'm going to be able to build a outdoor love seat that matches the outdoor chair I built last year. So I'm super stoked about that. Midwest Live Edge says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like walnut? 11 plus. 11,000.
Yes, it's his favorite.
Walnut is by far my favorite.
Like the desk, we're not making out of walnut. And it's like, I think it's kind of throwing us for a loop.
No, we are.
What?
We changed it.
I thought we weren't.
No, we are.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we
That's
were,
how much it was throwing us for a loop.
We
I thought
modeled
we
it
weren't.
up.
Oh, no, we are. Uh-oh, that's our lighting flashing. You're probably going to play it off, and I'm like, the lighting is flashing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All good. Here, I'm going to go over there and change that real fast.
Okay. Let's see. Modish Woods Custom Furniture and Home Decor, that is a name, said he made the jump over from Instagram. Woo woo. And so did Blaine. No, Blaine did not say that. Sorry. Somebody else said they jumped over. But Blaine said he's in Baton Rouge and he had the really bad weather earlier. Baton Rouge. That makes me think of the Garth Brooks song every time I hear Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
You know, anyway, but that's off topic.
It is, but it's okay. Use your loft bed plans. Awesome. Great. Walschlager? Jay Walschlager.
Hope that worked out well for you.
The plans. That is fantastic.
It's a good project for quarantine.
It is. If your kids are going crazy, give them a little place to hide under there. Put some blankets down and you make a little fort.
Ours has a
LED strips underneath.
Yeah, but also
hammock.
There we go.
Hammock underneath as well.
There's a hammock underneath. It's fun.
David Macklin, what software do you use for shape building, like when you want to design a piece of furniture? David, I use the SketchUp program. Is the main one that I use. The SketchUp program. I don't know why I said it like that, but look at my brain photos. That's weird. I hope your brain is okay. What is the most beautiful figure you've seen in any type of wood species?
That's like
the most beautiful figure.
The most beautiful figure.
I'm trying to think of. There's this stuff out of the exotics tend to have like the ones that have like cross grain in them. I mean, I've seen a lot of really crazy stuff like maple. When you get like tiger maple with the right finish on it, that looks amazing. But like some swirl, what is it? Guanacaste? Guanacaste is what I'm going for. It's like crazy.
I'm sorry, what is Guanacaste?
Bless you.
I was reading comments and all of a sudden you're saying Guanacaste.
It's a tropical hardwood.
Wow, it sounds tropical.
Yeah, Guanacaste.
Guanacaste
is quite amazing.
And it's really pretty with
it's
really
got
good
this
figure.
it's like this deep. It's kind of like mahogany, where it's got the cross grain. It's got the chatoyance to it.
I'm sorry, are you just making up words?
No, chatoyance.
Chatoyance?
Yeah, that's like a country. Chatoyance.
No,
that's like a Jersey. Chatoyance.
It sounds like Milwaukee to me. Chatoyance. I can't do it. My whole family is from Wisconsin.
But yeah, I'm going with Guanacaste.
Okay, yeah. Good.
JP Fuller, what is up?
Oh, Richard Schmidt. Was it Rick? I need to know him.
Yeah.
He said that I am not only funnier, but better looking than Brad, too.
Yeah, well.
He better be careful or you'll wheel his show. I don't know what that means, but I'll do it.
I'm wheeling right now. Our Curtis 30, what is up? Not social distancing. No, we do not social distance, Bobby.
No, we're not.
We've been.
But it is funny when you see TV
in Los
now.
Angeles, you'd be arrested.
But you know when you see a show and like people are all together, like touching each other, or like in a big crowd. I'm like, they need to be like, because it's made before.
You would think
the pandemic, but it's weird.
For you folks on Instagram, if you would like to join us on Facebook, we're up to 40 folks now. This is fantastic over here on. I said Facebook. Join us on YouTube. You can hit this link right down here, bit.ly /
Come join us.
Not / come join us.
No,
/ FTBT Live. Although I bet you should type that in. Come join us.
Come join us.
We can't.
It sounds so
I can't
friendly.
be held responsible what you'll find.
Don't do that. Oh yeah, seriously.
Come join us.
You never know. Okay, I have questions over here, but do you want to go through those questions?
No, hit them. Hey, what's up, Lucas? Let me just hit can't follow the YouTube link. Yeah, B. Betzel. So if you guys are having problems with that link, you can't hit it. But just go and pull out of here and type it in your browser, or you can go over to YouTube and find my main channel, and then my second channel will be linked off of that in the channels section.
In the channels, yep. Ooh, so AC nailed it. Says burled redwood is gorgeous.
Oh,
it sounds
what's up,
pretty.
Alan?
I mean, redwood.
I've not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've not seen that message held for review. Why did they?
I don't know. I was wondering about that myself.
Rugged Rebel, they held your question for review.
You are
suspicious. You're jumping all over questions here, there. Sister.
I know. Well, it's because I don't know the answers
Brandon,
to these.
I know you.
So.
That's.
Well, you were talking. I didn't want to jump in.
Royster Po Boy made the desk for his son. That's fantastic.
I was going to tell you that.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. Hopefully he likes it.
Rugged Rebel doing that.
Yeah.
Brandon B, do I think parallel clamps are way better or worth the investment over pipe clamps?
I'm going to go ahead and say
what
yes.
brand would be a decent budget-friendly one? So somebody on YouTube asked the same thing, except I was asking Bessie versus Jet. I have all Jet clamps. I actually have two Bessie. I have all Jet parallel clamps, and I bought those over the course of about 4 years when on, what was it, Black Friday or Father's Day? I think it was Black Friday. Woodcraft used to run 50% off the Jet clamps.
Nice.
Yeah, they stopped doing that. They stopped doing it.
That stinks.
Unfortunately, but those are my favorite. As far as a budget friendly, I don't know, but I do know you might want to check out Pony Jorgensen. They make some. I don't know how much cheaper they are, or I don't know anything about their quality. I think they're much. It seems like they're more plasticky to me. Plasticky. So I mean, that's going to be the trade-off, right? Is that the lower price ones, I'm not sure exactly what the quality is going to be. Mm-hmm. Woodcraft has a Wood River brand, and those are going to be a little bit cheaper as well. So, but I do think that they are worth the price over pipe clamps. I've never used pipe clamps before. I've never owned pipe clamps. I have used them, but I've just never been a big fan of the pipe clamps because of the small clamping head is the main thing. I know you can get some other ones, but the thing about the parallel clamp that I find the most beneficial is the size of the clamping jaws, right? So you've got a full, 4 inches of clamping jaw versus like a 1.5 or 2 inch jaw, typically on a pipe clamp. On a parallel clamp, you got, at least 4 inches, maybe 5 inches of clamping surface. And to me, that's the biggest benefit of those parallel clamps.
Mm-hmm. Rugged Rebel wants to know about the rigid in the background. I feel like people ask about this. Yeah,
old
it's
school.
OG.
Bought it for $125 in Cincinnati.
Yeah, they don't make it
Barrio,
anymore,
what's up? Someone check me on this. Isn't Home Depot starting curbside pickup? Ooh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Justin Williams says the video quality is so much better on YouTube.
It is.
So yeah,
it is.
Good.
I am full support of that.
Okay, good.
That was the choppiest sentence ever.
Yeah, that's all right.
Urban Arbor Designs, happy Easter. Thank you. Happy Easter to everybody. I don't think we even said that at the beginning of the show.
Happy Easter. I think we did, but we weren't live everywhere yet.
Yeah,
was it it was so different this year? We had pizza for Easter dinner tonight.
We did. Mellow mushroom,
because we decided, it was so good. We decided.
Favorite type of pizza? Go.
Oh yeah, go. And where do you like to get it from?
What is your favorite? Let's call it national or semi-national chain, because I know you're going to be like, Gino's Pizza down the road, he's awesome.
Right, and we're going to be like,
we know Gino's Pizza is awesome, but we
can't get it. Yeah. No, we discovered Mellow Mushroom here. We know it's a chain, but our favorite place in Cincinnati, if you are ever in Cincinnati, is Dewey's Pizza.
It's regional-ish.
Yeah,
it goes into Kentucky.
They have some
in
in St. Louis, I think, too, or somewhere out there, Missouri. Yeah, it's so good. And for the longest time when we were here, we're like, we can't find a pizza place that's as good. And Mellow Mushroom's pretty good.
It is very good.
So yeah, we had that because we figured everyone would be happy and I wouldn't have to cook. So.
Farm Tunes, what piece have I made that I'm most proud of?
Oh, wow. What do you think? Yeah.
I'm almost wanting to say the dining table now.
Really?
I've been saying the sideboard. I get that question all the time, and I always say the sideboard because there's so many things on it.
It was elaborate.
It's elaborate, and it was turning, plus like rough lumber with the
especially at that point
reclaimed top.
when you made that.
Well, it's funny because I haven't really built anything great like that since. So.
Well,
The funniest thing is like
we do need a sideboard, so you can do it when you do that.
The coffee table that I made with Jim Dick. That was
like
that's like one of the
name.
finest. Jim Dickerson.
Yeah,
Dick.
his name's Dickerson, but yeah.
Like people can have the last name of Dick. It's not.
I guess so. Continue on, please. Let's move on past this. Yes, the coffee table. Yeah.
That was like one of the finest pieces that I built. It was like all mortise and tenon.
Yeah.
And that was like literally the first piece of furniture I ever built. Was
fancy.
I went full bore.
He did.
Mortise and tenon and everything, and then now I'm building garage shelving out of 2x4s and
you
screws.
got to give the people what they need, and right now we are trying to all get organized.
But yeah,
we need
that new
garage
dining
shelving.
table.
Gosh darn it!
I'm super like.
It is
and
really
I think
pretty.
It's more because of the thing I love about making a table, and I haven't done one before, so I won't say like making tables. I've done coffee tables, smaller stuff.
Like in my wide experience.
In my wide,
of
vast
making
experience
tables
of making
or table.
tables.
No, of making table.
Is that it's like a place that you do life around.
Yeah.
Right. That's really
That's
cool.
true.
Like I'm proud of the fact that like we're gonna be sitting around it with my family, like our immediate family, like our little family of 5, as well as we always have my family. So my parents are here in town, as well as my sister and her kids. She's got 4 kids, so I've got 4 nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And they always for all birthdays, and so between the how many are people? 12 people or whatever.
A lot of people.
We're always around for birthdays and stuff, and that's going to be awesome. Like, so I'm really proud of that.
We are actually we're a family
fun.
that uses our dining room table pretty consistently, so it's nice that we will.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much my office. I sit there and work, so it's nice.
That's right. Drew, what's up? Ox in the
view.
shop. Yeah, everybody's talking about the storms.
Yeah. Okay.
Josh Escott, what's up, dude?
I had something here. Oh, Blaine wants to know, he's looking into getting a wood-topped workbench from Home Depot. It's in Milwaukee. What's your opinion on those types of rolling wood-topped workbenches?
What's up, Blaine? Those, yeah, I like those for certain things. The one thing I don't like about those type of tops is that the clamping is going to be very limited. Because those typically do not have an overhang, so you can't clamp anything on the sides, and they also they don't have dog holes, and they don't have T-track.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is not what he's talking.
Right.
What he's talking about is like this little Craftsman, like it's like a rolling tool chest, and then the top would just be wood.
Oh.
So that's the biggest downfall of one of those rolling tool chests is that you can't really clamp on the top. So if you don't need to clamp anything, then you'd be okay. You could probably get clever and like route some T-track in the top, possibly.
He does say workbench, but is that
wood top? Well,
is that what this?
But
I
he's
just want
talking
to make
about
sure.
the rolling, those other types of rolling. So they call it. It can be a workbench because it's a workbench because it's got that top on.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the biggest downfall that I see from those, and that the reason I would stay away from it is because I want to have something that has some type of ability to clamp. Or hold down in some form or fashion. So,
all right.
Let's see here. Have a go, bro. What type of chisel do I use most? Probably 1.25 inch. Yep. I'm gonna blast through some of these Instagram questions, and then we're gonna log off from Instagram.
Well, from Instagram.
So what we're doing is we're spending the first half hour on Instagram and YouTube, and then we're gonna spend the last half hour just on YouTube. So if you guys have not joined us on YouTube over on Instagram, the link is right down here, bit.ly/FTBT Live, or go to the Fix This Build That YouTube channel, and you'll find it there. It's a different channel. The channel is FTBT Live. Yep. It's not Fix This Build That. So
right, we won't be hanging out there.
No, we will not. We will not. Sack Shack loves that. Barrio likes the Costco pizza. Oh yeah, pineapple barbecue. Oh, Max Inspiration. I like that.
Oh, nice.
Do we move from Nashville to Cincinnati? No, Steve. We moved from Cincinnati to Nashville, actually. And Emmanuel, what is up? All right, cool.
Right.
Well, we are caught up there. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Instagram. We're going to sign off and go hang out with our YouTube folks. And we would love for you to come over and join us. So, again, you can head over. The easiest way might just be to go to my YouTube channel and then go to the channels section, and you'll see FTBT Live. And you can sign on there. And it should show us live.
Yep.
So, thank you guys for joining.
Thanks for joining us.
Build something awesome this week. All right. See you guys.
All right.
I'm going to pull this over and do my little ditty.
Sure.
So I can, whoops.
Okay, we're still good.
Yep.
All right, yeah, so Sean Peterson wants to know, what type of finish do you plan on using on the desk? Have we gotten that far?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
More than likely, Sean, it's just gonna be Rubio. I love Rubio. Rubio is so nice for that type of application. When it's like a nice big desk, I love using Rubio on a flat surface. It's not as fun on like something that's got a lot of details. So I used it on the coffee table, and even though that doesn't have a ton of details, it's even just like the leg, and then I had a leg, a 2x2 leg. I'll just do it this way because it'll be easier to show. And then a 1x material coming into it. So there's like lots of corners. Whenever you have lots of corners, it gets harder to get in there and scrub it in and rub the finish off, because that's the thing about Rubio is you have to rub it in, and then you have to also wipe it all off. So like when you're applying poly into a corner, it's not that bad because you just kind of do the stripe. But when you have to put it in, you're like that. Whoop.
I did, yeah.
You have to wipe it in and then get into that corner and get all the extra excess off. That's kind of a pain. So for a top, I would hands down use that. But this one is not going to have too many nooks and crannies to it, because it's going to be.
It's going to be where the laser is, though, or the
What?
CNC.
Oh, well. That
might be different, though.
No. So we are going to be doing a design in the front. So it's going to have two drawers.
This is why he keeps me around.
It is. But that's actually a great reason why we should put epoxy in that, because then it'll all be flush.
See, it's like this is what we do. We just sit around and chat about stuff and plan. Yep. So it's going to be really, really cool. We're excited about the desk. Hopefully our son is, who's going to be getting the desk. Go ahead.
For our YouTube folks, especially if you were here from the beginning, we started with audio. We didn't start with video, but we did start.
You could
with
hear
audio.
us before you could see us.
I hit that little button that says 48 volts. It's like this phantom.
Menace?
Phantom.
Sorry, it was right there.
Yes, Phantom.
We're like such
worst
geeks.
to Star Wars.
We've referenced Harry Potter and Star Wars now.
Whatever, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, what do we got over here?
I lost my spot. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Having Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Matthew
we do like Papa
Van
John's.
Blaricom, what's
Whoa,
up?
we had a lot more.
Yeah, we're
well, so
thin and crispy pizza. I love it.
Oh, let's see.
We're way
Rugged
behind.
Rebel works at Papa John's. I'm assuming he's probably sick of Papa John's.
I have the Jorgensen
at this
clamps.
point.
They're great for basic work. All right.
Where on earth were we? Oh
I know.
no, I had this. All right, just keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah. So anyway, the garage shelving, by the way, just what we're working on this week, it is going to be super basic. So if you're waiting for me to see me do something super clever,
Okay.
it's not going to be this one. But it's the clever part of it is the size. So the shelving that I'm making is actually, so our garage is only 19 feet wide, and we have a 16-foot garage door. So you do the math, it's evenly spaced, it's 18 inches on each side. And that narrow area there, a lot of those commercial shelves are 24 inches deep. And so the ones I made were 16 inches deep. I would have gone 18 to get the full use out of it. But at 16 inches, you have the most efficient use of material from a sheet of plywood.
All about efficiency.
And you guys know that I'm all about efficiency
Which is
from
good.
material
It's good. Yeah.
usage. And so so I'm making them 16 inches. There's going to be 4 shelves, so 3 long strips.
Yep.
And then the top shelf is actually going to be 3 sections because it's only going to be 6 feet long. And again, I did 6 feet? Or is it? Yeah, it's 69 inches.
Yeah. I guess a little under.
The whole thing, once you add the other ones, it'll be 6 feet total. But yeah, so if you need garage shelving on the sidewalls and you still need to park in the garage, you do that
it's a good solution. Yeah.
Then that would be hopefully it's going to be really good for you guys.
All right, so Rugged Rebel wants to know any quality 1/4-inch router bit sets under $100. The more variety, the better. Maybe toss me some brand names. I can check them out.
Yeah, Rugged Rebel. What I always recommend for that type of thing is get a cheap large set, because what you'll find is you won't use 75+% of them. And so don't go get the most expensive large set. Get something where it's like a bit cheaper, and then you'll find the ones that you use over and over, and then you can go get individual nice brands of those ones. And then if you ever need something in a pinch, like a double Roman OG or something crazy, like those cheap ones will still work for a few projects, but then they'll get dull fast. The bearings might freeze up on you. But that's what I would recommend. And there's a brand on Amazon. I don't even know what the brand is, but it's yellow. So that's what, router bits, like you can see them by like Freud and Diablo are red, and I'm trying to think of, Bosch is blue, and there's this like yellow brand.
Irwin.
Like Whiteside, I think is like is just gray, and like there's people. That's kind of how they try to brand their bits and stuff. So there's a yellow brand. I think it's like Yonico or something like that. Go check them out.
Talking about clamps. Okay. So Ox in the shop says he hates pipe clamps and loves his Bessie clamps. Going back to the whole clamp thing.
Nice.
He made a clamp wall storage, and it's awesome.
Fantastic.
And then AP Woodwork says he just made. That's right. And then
man.
This made me giggle because Garrett Fink said he's trying to make an Argyle style cutting board, but I read an angry style cutting board. And I was visualizing what an angry
style cutting board
would
like?
be. I think it would have like a spooky, creepy, angry face in it or something, or like
I feel like it would be like
it'd have like flames on it.
long grain surrounded by end grain.
Oh,
it'd
see,
be
you
an
went
angry
fancy.
cutting board because it would blow up.
Angry, yeah. I mean, so anyway, awesome on the Argyle cutting board. Oh, he had a question.
Reinforce the edge joints with dowels or do a scarf joint between pieces.
Joint. I've never heard of that one. What's a scarf joint?
Scarf joint is like
I'm really visualizing now like a fancy scarf, like a silk scarf.
A scarf joint would be where you had instead of like butting the pieces together, you would basically overlap them and then cut an angle in between. So this one would be on an angle, and then that one would be on an angle.
Why do they call it a scarf joint?
Because that's a scarf. I don't know. Because that's
it's
like
not
how
what I
you
would
wear
picture.
You put it on your neck. And,
okay.
But
what would you do? I don't know. Argyle cutting
I'm
board.
I'm trying to even think of what you're talking about here. I know what you're saying with dowels. I've never been a fan of any kind of joinery within a cutting board. I've seen those styles. I know what you're talking about. And I've just always seen them glue them. I've never seen them use reinforcements. So you might want to check out. What's the guy's name? It's like there's a guy. He's I think he's European, and it's like 3D cutting boards or something like that. I don't know. He's like a huge dude. I'm spacing on his name, but just like go search for 3D cutting boards, and you'll see him. And he's made those styles before. And go watch his videos, and you can see what he does because I wouldn't use either. I don't think.
All right, so we have some pizza feedback that we've stumbled into now.
Yes.
So Papa John's, Thin and Crispy, Pizza Hut. We haven't had Pizza Hut in a minute. It's been a while. And then I don't know what's going on with Rugged Rebel. Can I let everybody in on a corporate secret that nobody's supposed to know yet?
My store is giving free pizza to kids who are out of school.
That's what he was. Is that what that might have been the secret? I don't know. That's cool.
Rugged Rebel, hit us up.
That's awesome.
We are huge Papa John's.
I mean, we would
supporters.
support you. We don't need the free pizza, but I'm just saying. The kids that are out of school that don't have money for food need the free pizza.
He didn't say it was limited. It's not like we're going to take their pizza.
Okay.
You never turn down free beer or pizza. I mean, ever.
We're not in college. We can afford beer and pizza.
That rule transcends age and status.
That's like when you reach the age where
if somebody comes up when I'm 92 and they're like, "Hey, you want some free pizza?" I'm like, "Yes."
I'll be there.
Do you have any free beer?
I think you know you're an adult when you're like, it's late. No. It's when you're that too. But it's when it's late at night and you know you've had a little too much to drink and you've opened a beer or you have a glass of wine or something and you're like, I'm just going to stop.
You're going to pour it out.
Because in college, there's no way you would not have done that. Or even in your early 20s. Like, no. So, anywho. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Giordano. I can't say that.
Deep dish sausage and pepperoni.
No, is that the one in Chicago?
I believe that's the Chicago one.
Oh, yeah. We went there. That was a long time ago. That was good, though.
We did.
Okay.
All right, keep on moving.
And I'm moving on.
In your video on the floating epoxy waterfall river table, say use a 2-part oil-based finish. Can elaborate? Yeah, Pat Quinn, actually that is the Rubio. It was the Rubio. So it's a 2-part because it has an accelerator or a catalyst, they call it. So it has the oil and the catalyst, and you mix those two together, but that's what it is. It's the Rubio Monocoat Pure. That was before everybody really knew what it was, and so I was just like...
That was a stressful one when we did the live... Are you talking about the river table?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not the pouring. The pouring was crazy.
The pouring was like...
But the finishing was great.
It was great, but the pouring was like... It was a little stressful.
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
love
I'm
it.
having Papa John's right now. Okay.
Maxify's loving this. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm glad. Hey, listen. Yeah,
Thanks,
YouTube
Maxify.
we are gonna
Let's say read
end
my
up
comments.
in. We made a thing of it, but probably into what are we in now? April.
What? April.
Into May. At some
Yep.
point in May, we're gonna switch completely over to YouTube, and what I'll probably end up doing is just doing maybe like a little 10-minute like pregame show on Instagram or something like that. And not overlap them, and I think that'll be a lot better.
That might be better. Yeah, it's a lot to manage.
Yes.
Yeah, another question about what size chisel do you use the most? Didn't you answer that?
I did. I was the same guy. But,
he probably did at the same time. Anyway,
it probably was.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's 1/4 and 1/2 inch. And then I mean, those are the three you want: 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4. Because like if I'm trying to chop something big, I'll use the 3/4. And I've got a couple different sets. I get 3 different sets, but like. If I'm just gonna like knock off something, I'll use this just cheap little dingus from Harbor Freight.
Dingus?
Yeah, 3/4, and like this is a chisel. I highly recommend. You should always have a pair of beater chisels that you just are not worried about at all. So like, pry open a can of paint or whatever. But I mean, I typically use screwdrivers for that. But you know what I'm saying? Like where you can just get in and just not worry about messing up your good stuff. But surprisingly, this was like a set of 3 of them, and I think it was actually, I think that's what these came in. And I don't know if this actually had a 1-inch too. This might have been so it was a 1-inch, a 3/4, and a 1/2. And I use these a ton. They're great. I mean, it was like $5 for the entire set.
Is this the one from Harbor Freight?
Yeah.
I mean, like there's a time and
like
a place for
pure,
Harbor Freight stuff, right?
Yeah, pure plastic handle. But it's a full tang, so it's got a metal.
It's decent.
Here, so they're really good for beating on. So if you like really got
Yeah.
jack with something, and then if I'm doing some like finesse work, I'm gonna use my Wood River socket chisels.
When you pull it out, is there like music in the background? Yeah.
Kind of like that. But yeah, just you can look at the bevel on that. That's
Check out the bevel, everybody.
and I love these little things, by the way. I think they actually sell these too. It came with these, but these little silicone chisel toppers.
Makes sense because you don't want to get that all jacked up,
well,
right?
you don't want it to fall off your bench or something.
Right.
Or stab your hand when you
Also an issue. Yeah.
jump in there.
Ox in the shop said he just hit 10,000 subs last night and he's going to catch you soon.
Hey, listen.
Come on, Ox in the shop. What's his name? Do we know
Drew.
Ox? Drew.
I'd be more than happy for you to catch me, Drew. I love seeing content creators grow. Congrats to 10K.
That's awesome.
And here's to 10K more. And then another 100K million after that.
Travis Porter just finished up the flip top portion of his cart.
Travis, what's up, brother?
Just has to get the wings put on for the miter saw portion and get the tools attached.
Awesome.
So that's great. That's another
awesome.
good
Travis was,
quarantine project.
Travis, did you, the flip top portion, I think Travis, he was going to be doing the miter saw and flip top combo. I believe, yeah. He was. I've had so many people contacting me.
Yes.
There's been
we just
emailing.
answered an email about that like yesterday.
Like 5 of them.
Yeah. Maybe you should do a video to show if that would work.
How many of you guys would be interested in seeing a flip top miter saw stand combo? Basically a flip top with extension side wings.
Yeah.
Or I guess it'd be extension in feed out feed.
In miter saw news in our world, you use the
miter saw
portable.
news? Is that
Yes.
Miter saw news.
We do now.
Miter saw news.
You used your portable miter saw yesterday. Remember
Yeah.
the one that you were like, well, I don't really need to take it places very often, right?
No, I use that thing all the time.
I know, but we
it's-
don't go places. Well, I don't know. I guess you would take it to your parents
She's
or
talking
something.
about, that's the beauty. So I have this little rigid 7 1/4 inch cordless miter saw,
Little
sliding guy.
Sliding guy.
It's one of those tools where you're like, I got to store this thing. But I tell you what, having a cordless miter saw,
It's quite handy.
just to cut even 2x4s like on site is awesome. And
was
if I
really
do work in the
nice.
back, if I'm working outside at all, I use it. It's great for cutting fencing. It's awesome. I mean, I don't use it a ton, but when I need it, if I just want to go outside and cut some, or if I'm like cutting down scrap or something, I'll just take it outside if I don't want to get my shop destroyed with dust.
But you never do want that.
No, I don't. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
tool.
that's good.
It's very nice.
Well, good. Joel Wise appreciated
What's up,
the Home Depot delivery advice. We are helping to save his sanity. So we are like a public service.
Keith Little, what is up?
Yep.
Jesse Daly.
Hey,
Emailed me
Jesse.
on Instagram the other day. Have some questions if you don't mind. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I'll check my.
Check it out.
For full disclosure, I am super behind on DMs, and it's kind of those. It's kind of like
hard.
5 in, 2 out type thing. So out of every 5 that come in my inbox, I answer 2 of them, and the rest just kind of go.
Well,
and I'm probably.
I think it's hard now.
A month and a half behind.
The kids are home, and so we try not to be on our phones in front of them because all they see is us on the phone. They don't, they don't know like, oh, Dad's actually working and he's like responding to people and he's whatever. And so it's harder. It's harder because when they're at school all day, you can kind of like churn through those, but that's not happening anytime soon. So.
Jack Devitt, what's up?
Have you made any live edge tables? Yes, we. What is your favorite type of wood? I can just answer that for him. Walnut.
We should just have frequently asked
Walnut.
questions.
I have a sign to hold up walnut whenever the answer is walnut.
And today about the cedar. Blaine was sanding some cedar. We're just gonna stain them. Should we use just a stain or a sealing stain? It depends on what the cedar's for. If you're keeping it out or where you're going to have it, if you're going to keep it outside, we were just looking at this, I think, the other day. The cedar, if you're going to have it outside, you might consider doing a deck stain. Mm-hmm. And like a transparent or semi-transparent deck stain, depending upon how much you want to do it. If it's protected some, the Total Boat stuff I really enjoy. The last one I used was called Lust. They've got some super saucy names.
It's a great name.
It's called Lust.
Lust.
They have Lust and they have Gleam.
Gleam, yeah.
The Lust is a matte finish, and that's what I used on my modern outdoor chair. So if you want to go check that out, it's just beautiful, beautiful cedar, and that wood on there, it's just awesome finish. Yep. So it depends upon the look you're going for. I really enjoy just a clear coat, like a nice amber oil-based.
I was really hoping that you were going to go for. I really enjoy Lust because it would be funny. But sorry, continue. You actually were saying important things. Go ahead.
I was trying to.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a distraction.
But yeah, I really enjoy a natural finish instead of stain on it. And some people say stain, but they really just mean sealer. So stain would be actually a pigment or dye that you're putting to change the color of the wood. And then an oil or a polyurethane or something like that would be more considered a sealant or a varnish or a polyurethane.
Well, especially if you have a really beautiful cedar, like the cedar that we used on the front chair.
I just talked about that while you were reading.
Oh, sorry. I'm with you now.
Maxify.
Where did you learn woodworking?
Where did
he wants
I learn
to know.
woodworking?
And he made a mobile workbench and added his first CNC machine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
I learned woodworking through TV.
Yeah.
Back in the days where there was no internet. Or there was no YouTube. There was internet. But there was no YouTube.
It was not like it is now, though.
And there were a couple shows that I watched all the time, one being This Old House and Ask This Old House. I kind of consider those one and the same. Although I did prefer Ask This Old House because it's just like chock full of tips. It's like everything was like tips versus like the longer form. And then New Yankee Workshop. So those are the two that I started watching. Then I got really into the magazines.
Really?
At one point I was getting like 9, 10, 11 magazines a month. And I loved it, every second of it.
He was like you were a full-time woodworking magazine reader.
I never made anything, I just read them, honestly. I did for a long time. And then I ended up taking a class at a Woodcraft, was my first class. And then I ended up taking night classes at Susan's
where I taught. They have
high school where she taught. The high school she taught at, they had some community classes. And so
and I did
all
too.
That,
I impressed him because I had built. No, was that before I knew you? Yeah. I took the woodworking course there before I knew him, and I built a bookshelf, which I think we mentioned on here before. I mean, it's a pretty basic bookshelf, but I did build it, and so I like wowed him with my bookshelf. I was like, I built that over there.
Like, I built that, and I was like.
You're like,
nice.
But did you fix it? I'm just kidding. It's a really bad joke.
That was horrible because she's the one that came up with the name anyway.
I did come up with the name.
Let's see. See, I'm messing up here.
It jumps.
Jack McDevitt.
No, that's where we were. Can you explain your shop cabinets? They are awesome.
Yeah. So Jack, the cabinets behind us, and this is exactly why I have changed this so that now you guys can see this and see the niceness because I put a lot of time and effort basically over the course of 12 months, end of 2018 into kind of the end of 2019 is when I finished up this little section here. And I'm actually going to be expanding that way, adding another double set.
There.
And they are my shop cabinets, and I have plans for all this stuff. I have YouTube videos on all of it as well. So if you just need some ideas, go check out the YouTube video. If you actually want to make them and have some plans easy to follow, I have those. The whole cabinet bundle is at a 30% discount, so it's only $29, and you can get the you can't see all of them here, but there's basically a 5-drawer, a 3-drawer, a double door with pullouts, the uppers, and then this top thing, top hutch. And so it's an awesome modular system, and that's what I wanted, was to make a modular system. So basically every piece is either 15, 30, or 60 inches. So you can mix and match, and you could do a whole row of any of those certain types. If you really like drawers, great.
If you
like
need a lot of drawers, you got them.
If you want to change it up. So yeah, and it's all Baltic Birch. All my shop stuff is out of Baltic Birch, which I love. It's a great plywood. It's expensive.
But I mean, it's an investment though,
nice.
too. Yeah. Right.
Well, it's easier for us because we, I get to expense it because it's part of the business, obviously.
Well,
we expense a portion of it. And I want them to look nice because it is my backdrop. Like, this is my studio, my shooting studio.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But even if I wasn't, I would still love to use it if I could afford it because it's so dimensionally stable versus the other types of plywood.
That's another thing.
And
like,
it's like dense.
If you need storage right now and you can't swing the whole Baltic Birch thing, you could make something with a different product now, and then always change it up later on if you wanted to.
Here's the deal about Baltic Birch is that for me, and a lot of people can't even get 4x8, but if you can get 4x8 Baltic Birch, it's not that much more than like the maple plywood, and maybe you're not using maple. So if you look at like sanded ply versus Baltic Birch, there's a pretty big difference. For me, it would be basically $35 versus $62.
That's a pretty big difference.
It is. But if you're comparing it to like maple, like if you're going to make it as something nice, that's $55.
Oh.
So between $55 and $62, not that big of a deal.
So if you're already kind of in that ballpark, then it's not that much
Right. But
more.
if you're going to use the kind of the sanded ply, $35, you can almost get 2 sheets to every one Baltic Birch. But that's why I love them though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yannicka on Amazon. Thank you, Keith Little. Yeah. MLCS is great for router bits as well.
All right. Oh, Rugged Rebel is telling us that in May, Papa John's is going to have cheese stuffed pizza.
Cheese stuffed
I've not been a big
pizza.
Stuffed crust fan, but
love it.
I don't know. You probably do. I like the Instagram. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
What do you say?
I don't know. I was reading it and you scrolled.
I know.
I like Instagram Live because of the notification of people being live, even if it doesn't show the first in the story bar.
The video quality here's worth it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I know, Justin.
There are trade-offs,
my
right?
man. But we like it over here.
Where did you buy the chisel blade covers? Did you remember that? I think you were saying you were.
Jack, those chisel blade covers are from Woodcraft. So they're like the Wood River brand. They're from Woodcraft. Yeah, go check out Woodcraft. I don't know if they still have it going on for 2020, but if you try code MFP, as in the initials for Made for Profit, which is my podcast with John Malecki, and you'll possibly get free shipping unless they turn that code off. So if anybody wants to try to use that code MFP over on Woodcraft, then you can get free shipping, which is awesome.
So Beth Schmidt's on, and she says
What's up,
hello. Beth? And then Pat Quinn, were you talking to her before? She said that she'll have to try something.
I would go with Pat being a guy.
Pat being a guy. I don't know. You read a name and yes.
I know. I'm Pat. If you're old enough, if you're not old enough, you should go watch Saturday Night Live. The Pat.
What?
You're Pat on Saturday Night Live. He's like,
I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have to watch that after. Yes. Okay. So what are your thoughts on polyacrylic versus polyurethane?
Tech Boy. Polyacrylic
341.
versus polyurethane. First of all, that's a trick question. Because that's like saying, what's your thought on water versus distilled water? Like polyacrylic,
Your
that's not exactly.
Opinion
Or
on
like,
that.
what's your opinion on water versus Aquafina? Polyurethane is a type of varnish, and there are 2 varieties of polyurethane: oil-based and water-based. Polyacrylic is the Minwax brand name for their water-based polyurethane. So polyacrylic is polyurethane, it's just water-based, whereas polyurethane in general can be water-based or oil-based. I like polyacrylic. Polyacrylic is nice. It's not quite as nice. I really like the general finishes, high performance. But the but the Memox stuff, it does a pretty good job. And I always prefer a water-based polyurethane for anything that's light, like a maple, or whenever I do the Baltic Birch, I always use water-based polyurethane, because if you use the oil-based, it will amber it, it will really yellow it up, and I don't like that look. I like the lighter, but if I'm using it on cherry, walnut, oak, something like that, I will use the amber because it does give the wood a little bit more richness.
All right, so we've got a bunch of questions here. Well, Blaine is saying that his whole cedar thing, it's 2 posts on his front porch.
2 posts on
We
the front
kind of went
porch.
over that.
Yeah, I would use a deck stain.
Okay, deck stain. Jack was the one asking about the cabinets. He's excited to make cabinets. He's going to look into our cabinets. Awesome. Blaine says, do we have any shows that we watch on HGTV?
Man,
What are our favorite?
Gosh, we
don't watch
like
anything
HGTV,
anymore.
Back in
I
what,
used to watch a
2000?
lot of HGTV.
She used to like.
Dude, House Hunters was my jam. Like,
What
it
was
was
the other one that we
ridiculous. Oh,
Was
probably
it
any other
Flipper
house.
Flop
Flipper
or
Flop.
House Flippers.
Oh,
or
and like the
Yard
one.
Crashers.
No, that was way back. No, the one with the Gaines people. I remember that show
I never-
first came
Fixer
on.
Upper.
Fixer Upper, and
I
I was
never
like,
watched
this
that
show's amazing. No,
never
it's really
watched
good.
it. But
I liked it.
I liked all like the yard crashing.
I like the
Yard
story.
Crashers, House Crash. Josh Temple.
Yeah.
He's acquaintance of mine now. It's kind of cool. I've met him.
Yeah, I
a few
remember him
times.
on that show. Yeah, you
And,
know, but we don't
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 watch
watch
him
a
now,
lot
though.
of. We're watching Ozark
House
right
Hunter.
now.
We did watch House Hunters.
But we
like,
don't watch
forever.
a lot of like TV like
Like
that anymore. We just don't have time.
broadcast TV. We
No.
don't. We're Netflix and chill now.
Yes, on the weekends.
Pretty much that's all we watch is
all we
Netflix.
do.
And
Yes. And so we
Hardly
just
anything
go
else.
into a
Movies.
series and get through it and watch
Yep.
movies, and that's it. Okay, JC says, what's up, Brad? And
what up, JC?
Maxify said he went to the Center for Furniture Craftsmanship in Maine. That sounds fancy, and it was amazing. And someone in school showed him your channel.
That's awesome,
That's
man.
really neat.
Fantastic.
And I don't know
Glad to
what
hear The Yankee
NY
Workshop and COH, this old house.
yes, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, but did you build
He
a great
liked
and
my
horrible
joke. That's a great way to describe that.
Tia,
joke.
what's up? What % of items in my current shop
That was
cabinets
the good question.
could you bear to part with?
Could you bear to
Ooh,
part with?
What %
And
of items in my current shop cabinet? See, that's kind of
Zero.
like a... Well, Taylor, I mean, I've got a lot of...
That's
like,
true.
I mean, I have
You
a
could
lot
get
of
rid of
shop
some
cabinets.
stuff.
Here, I don't know. Let's open, just as an...
You can't
just-
go very far.
I know. I'm
You're
tethered.
on a leash.
This is nice.
Yeah.
So let's see. What do I have in here?
Oh my
And
gosh.
because so...
I want
you
to
know-
make sure people can see you.
They can see. They should be able to see.
I guess it's true.
So it's kind of interesting. Being a content creator, I do get things from sponsors, and sometimes
A
they
lot
send a
of
lot.
things,
So like
yeah.
this whole thing right here is like a whole bunch of measuring cups I got from Total Boat. Thanks, Total Boat. But
Like,
I typically wouldn't
very
store that
handy.
many, but they sent me a ton of them, and so I just have kept them in here. I've got some. Again, I got a ton of stain or pigments from like Black Diamond Pigments. So like I have more than probably most people would have because I get things from brands that they send to me, and so like I'm probably storing more stuff. So that's the kind of stuff I would get rid of. But like, you know, so I've got a soldering iron, X-Acto blades, die tap set, an RJ45 crimper, because you always need one of those, dial indicator. Like I probably don't use hardly anything in this cabinet frequently.
But when you need it, you need it,
I don't
right?
know why, but I have my block plane in here. It's the weirdest
not?
thing. I just have it sitting there.
But like,
the biggest thing I use is my gloves here.
Yeah.
But when I need it, actually, you know what I do? I would highly recommend this. I want to pull this out, and hopefully everything doesn't fall over.
oh my gosh.
This is what
Tongue
I would highly
depressors?
recommend.
Tongue depressors, that is it.
No, not just tongue depressors.
Senior tongue
Senior-
depressors. If you're getting up there,
If
these
you
are the
don't
ones for
have
you.
a box of 500 tongue depressors in your shop,
You can't be friends with us.
you should get some.
Yeah.
I bought
You do
these.
use these things all the
I'll
time.
use them all the time. I bought.
I think we need like to see
I mean,
them.
we're probably down to. We're
half
probably,
a box, folks.
Yeah.
That's how much he uses
We're probably
these.
down to 200 of them. But man,
He like
I use
mix
these
stuff
things-
up with them, and yeah, he does.
I mean, that's what I use.
Oh,
it to
Andy
mix.
got smart when you do. He'll like test the different colors of epoxy in little cups, like little Dixie cups, and he sticks these in them, right?
Yeah.
So you can bloop, pull them out. Is that
no,
right?
no.
Am I making that up?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, never mind. that
But
didn't
here's
happen.
another tip, because
I
I
thought you did.
am a frugal woodworker.
He is a frugal woodworker. Oh yeah.
2 for 1.
I can't believe you just did that. You just wasted that for nothing.
You think I'm gonna throw this away?
That's a
I'm gonna
very
go put
good
them in there and use
It's like
them.
I haven't been married to you for 15 years.
I use a fair amount of epoxy for filling voids or just fixing things or whatever.
Yep.
And so I mix it in little Dixie cups, and having
Dixie
these
cups.
for mixing epoxy. I mix epoxy with these. I mix paints. I mix like 5-minute epoxy. So I'm saying most of the stuff I mix stains. Like these are perfect for mixing stains or mixing your polyurethane when you're putting it. So anything that's like in a quart can, I will always use these to mix it. And these are, man.
Well, that makes sense. Like, I mean, that's like the perfect size for that.
Because if you don't have it, you're always looking for like, what can I do this with?
But yeah, no, we were just having this conversation the other day when we went through all of the stuff on the shelves. And I was like, why do you have all these things? But when you need it, I guess.
It is. It's like, I think that's probably the vast majority of my stuff, Taylor, and probably in the shop is that it's like the 80-20 rule. 20% of the stuff in here gets used 80% of the time.
Right.
And then the other 80% only gets used probably less than 20%. It's probably like, 90-10. But when it's like one of those things, right? Having the right tool for the job when you need it. I might only use it 3 times a year, but those 3 times a year, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have this.
And if you have a good place to store it, which is like kind of, he's been on a mission to have the shop organization for a long time now, and we definitely have gotten there, and then we're still kind of tweaking it now. But having a good place to put it is important.
I just grabbed a random thing.
Random thing.
So this is a cold chisel for masonry with a nice guard on there. Like, I mean, you can see how beat up this thing is. I've used it a bunch. But I probably only used it on 3 or 4 projects. But when I need it, it's right here.
Okay.
And, actually, this thing is awesome. If you guys, sorry if that's loud. If you don't have one of these, nail puller, cat's paw.
Cat's paw.
That's what they call it.
Oh, I could see that.
These are awesome. Again,
hardly
ever use this, but when I need it, it's exactly what I need.
He's got it.
So I'm with you, Taylor. I'm all about downsizing, but at the same time,
All right, so Steve B says, Baltic Birch, I just bought 2 pieces of 3/4 5x5 and 1 piece of 5x5 for $190.
2 pieces of 3/4 and 1 piece of 5. I don't understand what that means.
I don't know.
But that sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you said the same thing. 3/4 5x5 and 1 piece 5x5. Yeah, it's expensive, man. The stuff is expensive.
It's an investment for sure.
Pat is a female Canadian.
See, I was right. I knew Pat. I knew
sorry,
it was
Pat.
like we were like that.
I'm sorry.
She's a female Canadian-based sculptor. That's cool.
For like a split second, I thought she said a Canadian bacon sculptor.
We had bacon today.
I'm a Canadian bacon sculptor too. I'm sculpting at my belly right now. I had some Canadian.
Yeah, we
just had pizza, and so my mind is on pizza.
Yeah. See,
Pat
Quinn.
Season 3. Man, we
I love you to Trading. Trading Spaces. Trading Spaces. I remember watching Trading Spaces way back in the day too.
All right,
you didn't like that one. Well, it's all MDF. Anyway, whatever.
We're getting long in the tooth here, so we are going to have to.
We are. Oh, Ozark Season 3 was amazing.
I know.
We're in the middle of it right now. Don't say anything.
Big Willie's garage with the height of the ceiling. Do you think you might go higher with storage, like long term? Not enough. I do. I do have some. If you go to my shop tour, I have some kind of sky shelving, if you will.
Sky shelving.
Yeah, that's what we always used to call it.
I like it. Yeah.
And then like the wood rack does go all the way to the ceiling on the one side over here, and I'm going to be moving this up here higher. That'll be more long term stuff. So absolutely, I do have 11-foot ceilings, which is great, and so it does afford me.
You got to use the space you have
for walnut.
For all the walnut.
That's for Taylor.
Yep. Okay.
Do I have the lumber rack on my website?
Not yet.
No, I don't have any like handmade lumber racks. No. And I don't even think I have a link to those that I bought.
Rick will take those cups if you don't want them.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up. We're at an hour here. So thanks so much for hanging out with us, and
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. We'll be back here on YouTube next time. So
stay safe.
We're fine-tuning.
Fine-tuning
the process. Like we're almost okay this time.
We were pretty good. It was not as stressful beforehand.
No, it wasn't.
It was not like
that was a good idea, like to set up like earlier in the day.
We allowed time for it, which is half the battle right there.
So hope you guys are doing great in quarantine, and I hope you had a great Easter, and that everybody, your family, friends are all safe.
Yep.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah. Get out there and build something awesome.
Wow. Stealing my line. She said it all. That's what
right.
All right, guys.
All right. See ya.